Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Marquita from At Home with Quita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Today, baby, is going to be all about home management. As you guys know, as a part of my new schedule that I'm trying to stick to, every Tuesday we're going to be talking all things home management, specifically all about our new book called The Home Book, which is a home management binder system that you can build. So I'm going to show you every single thing that's included. We're building this thing step by step, page by page. Okay, so let's get into it. Y'all, I am so hype about this. I feel like this is just so on brand for me. Last week I did a live and I shared with you guys the basics of everything. So we just kind of started the process. So I added the discs. I showed you the cover, which by the way, we have multiple covers. This is just the one I chose because I just think it's so freaking beautiful. It is our hardcover, which means it's gonna last, okay? It's made of a thick quality hard material. You can also get this in lamination material if you just, you don't feel like you need the whole hardcover look. You can do that, but I love that we have options. And then also the decor of the cover is different too, so you can choose whatever you like. And we'll be adding to this collection over time. This is just going to be our staple product because it's going to be a whole entire system that you can have for your whole family, whether it's just you and your husband, or you have a multitude of kids, or you have one child, whatever it is. This is going to be an entire system that you can use for your whole family, okay? No matter how big or how small, because it's gonna have several different inserts, all right? So when I'm building this as a part of the Tuesday video that I'm gonna show you, all of the inserts. Now, some are old, but for the most part, everything is new. And when it is already in our shop, I don't mean old, meaning that it's years old, because it's not any of the previous home management system inserts, but I've been creating a lot of inserts over the last couple of months. So if it's something that has kind of already been in the shop that I didn't really feel the need to revamp, then I'll indicate that to you guys. But most of the inserts are new, and you'll know that because of the font. There's a different font for this whole collection, so that's kind of how you can identify. And I did include everything in the collection on our store, so you'll see a home collection, and all of this stuff is in the collection. Okay, some stuff again is old, like I added pin loops to the collection. I added some various things that will go well with the system, but again, for the most part, everything is new. And again, I hate to keep saying that, but also like discs. Discs are something that you need for the system, so of course I had to include it in that collection to make it easy for you to find. And then also dashboard dividers, folders, and things like that. Okay, if that makes sense. So let's dig into this, you guys. I am just so hyped about this. I just am so glad that we're finally here. I hate that it took this many years for me to do this, y'all, because again, this is just so on brand for me, because this is At Home with Quita, so it's only right that we have some sort of home management system, okay? So on the live video, I added the discs, I added the cover, I added all of the dividers, which by the way, I'm using our clear dividers. We have clear and frosted dividers. I decided to go with vellum in terms of the table of contents and the divider pages. And again, not to reiterate everything, because you can actually technically go back and watch that video to see how I built this, but there's multiple options in terms of this whole thing. You can do the clear or frosted dividers, or you can do the page tabs, which you have available as well, okay? So just to kind of let you know what the options are. Now, in this video series, we're gonna be building this thing, okay? So all I added so far was just the cover, the discs. I added all of my divider pages. I added all of these wording dividers. I added my table of contents pages, which I did in vellum. You can do vellum cardstock, or you can do our regular standard paper, whatever your preference is. And then also there are two varieties of these page finders, which just allow you to find your pages easily. It says home is where my habits have a habitat. I thought that was so nice. And again, the font is different. So that's kind of how you can indicate when you're looking at our inserts in the shop what was specifically made for this. This is our standard font here, so it's a variation of two fonts, and then this is the new font. So we've never used this font in our shop before, so that's again how you can indicate that. So I decided to do vellum, so I just added the table of contents pages and all of the divider pages. I also added one of these ruler page markers. All right, we have that in 4 sizes, and then I added and I'll do a flip through of this whole thing once I show you all the new stuff. I added a pocket pouch, a snap-in pouch. That way I can add various things because this is my budget section, so I may want to put receipts and things like that in the pouch. Okay, and I said this on my live, but I feel like classic is a sweet spot. It's the best size in terms of a family management, home management binder, in my opinion. I feel like mini is too small, half letter is borderline pushing it. Classic and big is, for me, the sweet spot because this isn't gonna, well, you can use it as like your main planner, but really it's designed to be a hub for the family. So the family can come and see all the various things, okay? And, you know, some people might use this as their main planner, but it's designed to help you to manage your home, okay? So this isn't gonna be typically a planner you take to work or you take around with you. It's gonna be something that stays stationary within your home where everybody can refer to it, okay? I also, in the school and kids section, added a folder. This is one of our double-sided folders, so I can put like loose paperwork, report cards, things like that if needed. And I can build upon this as time goes along, okay? So this may not look like this forever, but it looks like this now. And as things progress and change, then I will update it. Okay, so just kind of show you what we did in the last video. That's all we did. So now it's time to start adding to these sections. In the first video, the live I did, wasn't it really intended to be a live, but I just felt like doing a live that day because I didn't feel like editing a video. We just did the basics. So this to me is the foundation of everything. You're going to need a cover, you're going to need discs, you're going to need dividers, you could snap in some folders, you're going to probably want a page marker, and you're going to need your dividers and your table of contents. That's the basics to me. All right, and so now we're building upon that and we're going section by section. In the essentials, you can add other things here, but I only designed table of contents inserts to go into the essentials. Eventually, maybe I may add a page that tells you how to build the binder system, but it's going to be so intuitive and so easy because everything's going to be laid out, and then you'll have this video series to where you're just going to literally pop in the inserts. So you don't necessarily need a page telling you how to build the system, but there could be some things that you feel like are essential for the binder that you may want to put in this section. You can also pop in a folder or a pouch, put your highlighters, markers, pens in there. It's up to you, okay? But that's really all I designed to be in that particular section. Today, we're going to be focusing all about the family. So this is going to be important details about your family. That's going to be all within this section. Okay, now in the live, I also did not put my labels on, so I need to do that as well. And these labels are specifically made for this system. So all of these subjects here go with the table of contents. So as you can see, the essentials, family, calendar, task, meal plan, cleaning, budget, home care, auto care, kids, all of that stuff is here. Okay, now I did give you a blank page here because I felt like some people may not want it in this order. They may want to shift some things around. So this page, you'll come and write in all of your table of contents, so that way you can put what you want where. All right, so really quickly, I'm going to go ahead and label all of my sections just so I can have them labeled, and then we can start building this family section, and I can show you all of the new inserts that I created. All right, y'all, I put on all of the divider labels. Y'all saw the process and how easy it was to put those on. And we have a bunch of these, just by the way. So if these labels don't suit you, which by the way, you can see they're for the home book specifically, there's tons of other labels that we have. So just know that. All right, but I put them all on and it looks so good. And now I can know what's in each section. Look at that. So beautiful. Now we do have frosted dashboards, which by the way, in my opinion, the frosted looks better with these stickers because it blends in a little bit better. These are true, clear dividers, so it's gonna look just a little bit different, but I like the clear. And I think the frosted makes it kind of stand out a little bit more. So just take note of that as well, but it looks super duper gorgeous. So I can see my first 6, and then you see the next ones there. And then you need 3 sets of dividers, by the way. You're gonna have 2 extra, as you can see, but you will need 3 sets. All right, so that's looking good so far. So now let's get into these inserts, all right? So again, we have everything all organized. We know all of our categories. I don't like how this one is sitting, but it is what it is. I could remove it and reposition it, y'all. I'm just so extra. I like things a certain way. And when it's not that way, it is going to annoy me. So let me just fix it. So they're repositionable, just so you know. And I like to put my finger at the top of the tab so that way I can make sure I get it as even as possible. All right, that's better. That's better. Not completely. No, it's not. And usually I can get it right. Like, I think this is the only one where I'm not liking. The other ones are fine. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm so excited to show you guys all the new inserts. Everything is going to be super duper cohesive, y'all. I had this whole plan of printing all the photos out because things include photos. I mean, this is going to be a whole vibe. But y'all, my Canon selfie printer would not print a picture because it said I was out of ink. So I wasn't able to do that. Y'all, by the way, let me go ahead and put my sticky note, my pin loop. That goes with it perfectly. We have this in multiple colors. And then I'm going to be using this pin here, which is I'll tag it below too. What is the name of this? Oh, I'm sorry. It's the Muji Moma, I think, or Muji Mona pen. I love this pen and I love the aesthetics of it and it writes so good. So this is the pen that I'm going to be using. So I'm gonna pull this little red dot off. I'm gonna stick my sticky note, my pin loop on the back, and I'll show you how I do that because there is a way about it that makes it easier. So all I do is I go ahead and peel it off. Okay, I put the pin inside of the pin loop just so I can know how it's going to look real time. I kind of eyeball it, and before I put it down, I take a page and I want to see kind of where it is. Okay, there we go. So that's how that looks. And then I just verify it. Now I could have taken it out a little further. And I might do that. So I just put my finger here if I have to reposition it, just so I can know where it previously was, and I don't put it back in the same spot. Peel it off slowly, and then I just move my finger over just a little bit, just so I can see the new location. Perfect. Perfect. Can't be any more perfect than that. You definitely want a pin on your home management binder. Okay, the moment you all have been waiting for. I'm so dramatic. This may not stay here. I'm just putting it there temporarily. All right, remember, the next few videos are going to be all about the family, okay? Because there's going to be so many inserts for this system that I feel like belong or work best in this particular section. Now, here is the first insert. This is going to be available on vellum. This is the cardstock, or I think I might have added an option for clear printed. The clear printed is so beautiful, but you're gonna need a Sharpie and you're gonna be able to see through the back of it. I did add it as an option. It's great for layering. So if you wanna layer a decorative vellum or something in the back of it, that would be perfectly fine. That way you can actually see what you've written. So for me, the best option is a cardstock option. So this is your family mission statement. So you'll write, whatever your family name is, when it was established, and then who you are, your mission, and your core values. You can also pop a photo here or here, or on the back if you want to just have a family photo. Now, I designed this to go in the family section, but you technically could also put it at the front of the essentials section. But I'm gonna go ahead and put it here. You also can put a photo here on the outside of this page if you like. But this is the first insert that goes into the family section. Y'all, I'm so excited. Why am I so excited? It's the simple things. So you could pop a photo if you wanted. So I could put a photo here, just so, just to give it a little variety, or not a variety, just to give it a little something, pizzazz, because this is all about your family, all right? So that's the first page. Look at how gorgeous that is. It's so freaking pretty, y'all. And so this will be where you put all the information about who your family is, what your core values are. All right. Next up, we have, and this is in no particular order, so you can do you in terms of where you want to put the things. I'm just kind of recommending where I think you should put them, but this is all about everything about your family. So medical history, again, you'll see me building it over time. There's going to be daily routines for the family, not for each person individually, although you can break it down by that person individually. You'll put everything for your family in this section. But the way I designed them, like that, bam, look at how gorgeous that is. You'll be able to have a section for each family member. Okay, so I'm going to pop these in. This is your family overview. Now there are 8 sheets, just like with all of our inserts, because I don't know how big your family is, okay? And things can change over time. You can adopt, you can mess a page up and need an extra page. You could have 13 million kids. I mean, I don't know who you are, okay? So I designed it so that you can have a page for whatever your needs are. So on the front, as you can see, you have slots here or boxes here. These are 3x5, I believe. And so you can put a 3x5 photo here. I believe this is a 3x5. I'll make sure to put that in the listing just so you can know the size photo that you need for this page. And so for me, I have my husband and I, and then we have 2 kids. So I would need 4 slots. So I would need 2 pages, okay? And I didn't do it double-sided just because I feel like, you know, if you just have 3 family members, you just only need 1 page. If you have 6, you need 2 pages. And I kind of just, I don't know, I operate in a way to where I don't like to have like odd things. So if I put 3 more in the back and you only needed 3 or you only needed 2 or 1, I don't know, I just felt like it would be weird. Although I need 4, so I'm technically am going to have to use an extra page. I just like the flow of this, and I felt like the box was the perfect size for you to be able to put a standard size photo on it without it looking weird or being weird. So you would just pop in your photo just like that. And could you see how gorgeous that would be? So you write your child's name or your name, because this is also for you or your husband. So this would be for me or my husband. AJ would be the head of the household, so I would put him first. I put a photo of him. I put his name, his date of birth, nickname, allergies, any conditions he has, his blood type, phone number, and where he works or goes to school. He doesn't go to school, he works. So that's where I would put that information. And we also offer this in a polka dot or blank. I'm doing blank for this whole entire thing, although I love a good polka dot situation. I'm just feeling the blank vibes. And since I'm doing, or no dot vibes, since I'm doing this for YouTube, I kind of want it to be a clean slate. I don't want it to be the polka dots to get in the way of you to be able to really see the beauty of this whole system, okay? So that's first, in my opinion, that you should put after your family mission statement. Y'all, don't you love the cleanliness of this whole collection and the inserts and how beautiful they are? You could put stickers on it to really make it pop, but I just love the simplicity of it, okay? So there's that same font that we talked about before. So you're going to see that throughout this whole entire system. So there's your family overview pages, notes pages on the back. So I think this will be a great place for you to put any family medical history or any history that you want to know about that your particular family. And again, it's broken up into 3 slots. So, you know, if you put, you know, my husband here, then on the back hand side, you could put a little blurb about him. Okay. That's how it was designed. So that way everything flows properly. Next up, we have doctor's visits. Of course, everybody goes to the doctor, and you want to be able to have a place to be able to log the date, the reason, and who you saw. And then there's a little spot at the bottom for notes. It is the same thing on both sides. All right. So you definitely want to pop that in. Look how beautiful that is. Y'all, this is going to be my favorite. And again, this will be our staple product. It's trademarked, so the home book is our product specifically. And I feel like a lot of times, you know, a lot of things in our shop are just so general that, you know, it's not a staple product. And I feel like this is going to be our staple product. You know, when you see the home book, it's from Fancy Plans Co. And I love that for us. Okay, so next up we have a medical overview. You need to have this too. Look at how clean this page is, y'all. You cannot tell me I did not design the heck out of this thing. Look at that. Okay, so you've got name, date of birth, blood type, medical information. So if that person has a condition, the severity of that, some notes, all of your doctors for this particular person. Okay, so I tried to break it up by person as opposed to the family It'll go in the family section, but you'll be able to see Addison's medical overview. Do you feel me? Okay, and then you have medication log here, and then you have your emergency contacts for that particular person. All right, 8 sheets of that. The backhand side has the same notes. So if you want to break this down by, you know, the medical history of that person, whatever, you can jot that down here on the back of the page. Okay, so we'll put that here. You can also pop a photo here if you wanted to. So I could pop a photo right here. Bam, a little small photo just so I can have that picture of that particular person. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this collection. Like I think I've been excited about a lot of things in the past. It typically is going to surround the home because I just love all things home management. And I think you can hear it in my voice when it comes to speaking about those things and productivity as a whole. But this right here, baby, this right here, I'm on a whole nother level, okay? So I hope you feel that same excitement that I feel. So there's the medical overview. And again, our inserts do come in a set of 8, but if you only need 2, just pull out 2 and put the rest, you know, store the rest on discs until you need it for something else, all right? And some of this stuff is interchangeable, so you don't have to use it for the home management system. You can use it for your regular planner, all right? And this is one of them, a daily routine. So this is a really cool insert, which I believe you should pop right on in this section here, because it's going to allow you to have a spot here as a whole for your weekly routine. So how you would use this is you would say, okay, Tuesday, I have 5 different tasks. And depending on those tasks, whatever they are, you have 5 slots here. So Tuesday, you're going to check off one of these boxes as you're completing those different tasks. So let's say it said, do the laundry. You're going to say laundry. When you do the laundry, you're going to check it off here. And then you're going to put a check mark on number 1 for Monday. So the idea of this is for the whole week to be able to see all of this is checked off and you completed it. So this whole thing should be filled with all types of check marks, okay? And that's how you know that you were super duper productive, all right? So that's how the daily routine looks. Look at that font right there. The page just looks so freaking clean. On the backhand side, it's the same exact thing. Breathe, Quita. I know, y'all. I'm just so excited about this system. Okay, so look at where we are now. Boom, we got almost the whole entire family section filled in. There's going to be more inserts. Again, we got to break this thing down because there's going to be a lot of moving parts. I'm not even sure how many inserts are going to be included in this system, if I'm honest with y'all. We just going to keep going until we feel like we've given you everything and that you have a full system to where you don't need nothing else. So we're going to just keep building. But we have, look at how thick the family section is already. But again, you're not going to use all these inserts. It's a set of 8. You're going to put in 2 or 3, and then you're going to put the rest on your discs until you need more. But that's, in a nutshell, probably 1/3 of what we're going to include for the family section. I still have a ton more inserts to design, but we got to break this down slowly because it's going to get overwhelming and the video is going to be an hour long each and every time. And we don't want that. We want to stick to, 20, 30 minutes per video. And I also don't want to overwhelm you with all the different inserts to where it makes you more confused. Okay, and also my intention for this video was for me to kind of decorate some of the pages with you as well, but since I wasn't able to get my pictures printed, I couldn't do that, so that I can write some things in. But I will write it in, and I'll probably have pictures for the next one, so that way I can show you as I build it, and you can kind of see how it looks for me with things written in. Okay, so let me do a quick flip through. Y'all. It's already getting heavy. It's already looking good. Okay, so first and foremost, cover there. That's the front cover. That's the back cover. Same exact thing. We have a multiple options for this. We have our 1.50 frosted discs. We are looking for super large expander discs up to 2 inches. You're going to need some heat with this. You're going to need some larger discs. This ain't going to be enough for you because this thing is going to be massive, all right? At the top there, we have some page markers, various types. We got the gold binding there, the corners. Now in the listing, I'm not able to add a variation for you to be able to choose the color of this, but just know we have 4 colors. Just put it in the notes of your orders. We have this gold, we have rose gold, we have bronze, and we have silver. So just put it in the notes to your order and I'll make sure that you get the one that you would like. Okay, when you open it up, you see the gorgeousness of the inside cover. Takes your breath away. I know. Okay, and then we get to the first divider section, which, by the way, remember we added our divider labels there, corresponding with the actual vellum or whatever option you choose for your actual cover pages of the divider sections. We've got clear divider dashboards, vellum, as opposed to the paper option, or the paper option is gorgeous, by the way, too. And I low-key almost did that option. And I think cardstock is too thick because our cardstock is really good quality. It's going to thicken this, but it is going to make it look really, really good because cardstock is very durable. Vellum to me is just such an awesome option because it's very durable and it looks beautiful. Okay, I just wanted you to know all the options available to you. Again, I did say that we were doing blank, but I did do polka dot just to give it a little variation in terms of the divider sections. All right, so we've got polka dot for the divider sections and we have blank for all of the inserts. All right, you got your table of contents after your page marker, of course. Look at how gorgeous. Okay, we have the pre-filled in one, but if you don't want to go by these numbers, then you can write in your own. We've got the second divider, which is family. All right, today's video was all about the family. Let me just give you a close-up of the font. I'm obsessed with this font, and I love how I did 2 different fonts because I just feel like it just gives it that little pizzazz that you need to just make it look sleek and sophisticated. Okay, that's what we're going for: sleek, minimal, and sophisticated. So this is your family mission statement. I printed it on cardstock. There are multiple options for this as well. You'd write the Cummings family, established, the year that it was established, who you are, your mission, and your core values. You can do more on the backhand side, but it is going to be a blank backhand side. You could put a photo here on the back, or you can put a photo right here on the front, right there on the front of your whole entire family. It's completely up to you. Love this page. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Okay, then you get to your family overview. There's a spot here for that particular family member, and then you're going to go ahead and log some details about that family member. And then on the backhand side, notes. So if you want to have a little blurb about who that person is, there are 3 different slots to correspond with the 3 slots here. So you see it kind of goes vertically or horizontally like that. Okay, I did pop in all the inserts, but you wouldn't pop in every single one. Okay, you just pop in a few of each because you may not have, 15 kids. So just put in there what you need. Then you have your doctor's visits, of course, to be able to, whenever the kids or you go to the doctor, you can have 1 sheet for each person in your family member. Go ahead and write their name here and then put, their visits and any notes that you need to put about that particular person. Right, then we get to your medical overview. Again, you could put a photo here if you want, just to be able to indicate who that person is. And what you could also do, instead of sorting it like this, like I have mine, you could put a family overview with that person. Well, it slots for 3 people, but you could put a family overview along with a doctor visit for that person, and then a medical overview for that person, and then their routine for that person. That's how you can sort it, or you can just keep every insert together. I think what I might also do is create a family overview or an overview page for a specific person and just have a photo there, and then this information, and then some notes. We'll see. Comment below and let me know if you'd like to see that, or you just like this page as is. And I can create a singular overview page for a person. So that way you have 1 page like this for each individual person. And that'll just be extra, in terms of, because I do feel like, you may not necessarily need it, but if you just feel like you just want to have, its own page, you don't want everybody to be on 1 page, then I can create that. So just let me know in the comments. That's how I know what you guys need. So I would love to see something like this, because I just feel like, Addison's little photo here with her medical overview would be just so cute. Okay, so you've got your overview pages there. And then lastly, you've got your routine pages. So that way you can have a routine for each person in your family. So this would be for 1 person, what their routine is on a weekly basis. And then you come and check things off. So that's why I said you could technically use this as your planner. And these inserts don't have to be for the home management system. A daily routine is always a good idea for any planner system. So any of our inserts, I'm going to try to make them kind of general. So that's why I didn't put family routine, because then you'd feel like you have to use that for the family routine. Whereas this page that says daily routine, you can just pop it in your regular planner. Okay, so this is just such a cool page, and I feel like the way that I'm going to design it all is going to make it to where you can use all this in your planner. And if you want to do that, you can, because of the wording, so that it's not so specific. Okay, and then your daily routine, that's going to finish off the family section for now, because I got about 3 to 4 more inserts I want to put in here. So stay tuned for part 2. There may even be a part 3 depending on how many more inserts I decide to add to this section. And then after this section, we're going to move on to the calendar section. But the calendar section is going to be done a little bit differently. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be designing lots of new inserts for this section, because I feel like you could just literally grab one of our layouts and pop it into your calendar section. And so now that I'm rethinking it, you actually could use this as your main planner, because you will have your calendar in here. You'll have your budget in here. You'll have everything in here. So you could carry this around just like your regular planner, and I wouldn't be mad at it. It's up to you, but you want to make sure you also make it or put it in a location where your family can see it, so that way they can go into whatever section to see what we got going on the calendar. What's my routine? You know, things like that. Makes it easy for them to access it, so that way everybody stays on the same page. Okay? How y'all feel about it? What y'all thinking? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know how y'all really feel about it. I would love to hear from you. If there's an insert that you want me to add, let me know, okay? Because I'm here to make this work for you. It's going to work for me too, automatically. But if there's something that you see that you feel like could be beneficial to you, you got to let me know, okay? That's the only way that I'll be able to really customize the system to be beneficial for everybody, okay? Y'all, I'm so hyped. So super duper hype. Look at the backhand side. I went ahead again and added the pin loop. We have multiple different varieties of these pin loops, and then choose whatever pin. We got them in the shop, okay? And just so y'all know, this is the perfect day for me to be able to talk about this or be talking about this, because we still have a sale going on. Labor Day sale is going until the end of the day today. So there's a percentage off that you can get. I'll put the coupon code in the description below, so you can go ahead and grab this at a discount for now. It's going to end at the end of the day today, so it'll be back up to full price. So everything is buildable. Eventually we might have some sort of box situation. I'm not sure. It's just going to be so many inserts, and I have to include in there whatever the inserts are that I think you want. And I don't know how to do that. Maybe I'll just do an essentials with a cover and one of these, a pin loop, some dividers, table of contents, and a couple of inserts. I don't know. Comment below and let me know. I know you guys got a lot to comment below for, but I need the answers to all those questions, okay? So that way I can make this a system that is going to be work for you, to where you can be the most productive at home or wherever. This, is going to be such an amazing system in my opinion. Everything will be included here outside of work. But if you want to add a work section in here, feel free, okay? So that's part 1 of family. And we've already done the essentials. We're going to be doing a part 2, maybe part 3 for family, and then we'll move into calendar and all the various sections. At the end of this video series, you'll have every single insert that you need in this home management system. It'll be built, and you will be obsessed and loving it, and you'll be able to manage your home that much better. Okay, y'all? Get hype, okay? You know you hype. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you stopping by today. Hopefully you love it all. I'll be sure to link everything in the product description that I can, but you can always just head on over to the collection, the home management collection, and you'll see everything that I talked about today, and it's in order of how I created it. So the newest item created will be first, and so on and so forth. All right, y'all. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys will join me for tomorrow's video. We're doing videos all week, because remember, y'all, we are leveling up for the rest of 2025. We are doing the great lock-in of 2025. So we got goals. So we are making sure that we are staying in tune with those goals, and that includes content. Okay, so tomorrow will be a video, and then next Tuesday, catch me back here for the next part of the series on the home book. All right, so I'll see y'all then.